Alright, so we only got one episode left. And in this one, not
Nothing
a ton
happens.
happened. Not a ton happened.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the things that did. And try to go from there. I think it's pretty safe to say at this point that Dylan is the
Killer.
culprit.
Yeah.
He's the culprit.
Is.
I mean, I guess it could be something else, and it probably will be. And I'll be like, who?
I'll be like, what? Why?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna be. Damn.
Cheeto,
Yeah.
dog.
Hey. I was gonna say that. I was trying to. Yeah.
Cheeto.
Yeah. That girl's so damn hungry. She's naming her dog after her snacks.
She's got an eating disorder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
She's gonna come in
I'm
the
glad
room. She's gonna be freaking eating Cheeto and then vomiting him up. Poor Cheeto.
Poor Cheeto. I'm glad she didn't die this episode
No.
because I have grown to really like Margot's character. I think she's funny and I feel bad for her.
I don't know though. She's high key size.
Hi, Kisses. Yeah, she isn't though. She's really
No,
not.
she's not.
She's not at all. I have.
She
no
shoved
so-
herself through the window.
She hallucinated the figure behind her.
Yeah. How did she not figure out that was in her room?
She took
She's not that
MDMA
bright.
earlier that day. I don't know.
Ah.
So she was tripping. Just
So
kidding.
yeah, did she not have like a bodyguard?
Yeah, but he's not like in her room. But you're right.
He's in
He
the
would have been
house,
in the house,
right?
presumably, unless
Like-
he works like 9 to 5, bodyguard hours.
Like, oh, I'm just gonna go home at night when you're most vulnerable.
Yeah.
And she like had the house unlocked for some reason.
Well, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
she forgot to lock it.
Cheeto's a
No.
shit guard dog.
He's not a guard dog.
But okay, have you ever met a dog, like a tiny dog that doesn't bark like a motherfucker at anyone it doesn't know?
No, I haven't.
No, every little yip yap dog, every
Yip
little
yap dog?
little yipper dog, fucking barks at everything.
Yeah.
It's like, look at couch,
He
look
made,
glasses.
he made no noise, but maybe he was scared.
Yeah.
Silent.
They tried to convince us for a second that dog was dead, and I was going to call out this show for the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That dog getting taken without Margot or that dog, like,
hearing anything.
nothing.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
But that
There's
didn't
no
happen.
way. That did not
No,
happen.
he survived.
He just left. I don't
Yeah.
buy that either. What did he go to do? Investigate something? But he never barked?
Maybe he had a better snack given to him instead of coconut cream.
Yeah,
He
bullshit.
had a nice big sausage instead.
No comment. So anyway, so the honey, I guess, preserves people. And Clara's dead. She's been clarified. That's what they would call the killings. If Clara was the killer, they'd all been clarified.
I don't know if the honey preserves them anymore. I think that the honey is just a weird, like, ritual thing.
It
that
has
the
to.
cult
It
does
has to.
because of Lennon's body.
Well, I guess maybe not. Because, okay. Let's go into this. So Dylan finds out the truth. That Lennon is actually Allison, and that Allison was Lennon in the cave.
Yes.
And he's like, do you have any idea what I did?
Yeah.
So my assumption here, my guess, is a couple things. He says that he set her free.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he says earlier on the bridge, when they're looking out, and he's like, well, some of them, at least they're free.
Yeah. They don't have pain anymore.
They don't have, well, some of them are, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some belief he has, probably because he's been around a cult, that, some people, I guess, ascend, go to heaven or whatever, and other people's don't. I don't know. Anyways, so he set her free. He killed her. She was alive. Now,
Yes.
that could mean that she was alive in the cave, and he killed her the next day, or she lived up until a few days ago, like, well, I guess at this time this would be weeks later, but up until a month ago when her body was found, and he killed her then. But that doesn't really make any sense to me, because why would Lennon not say she's Lennon?
Right.
Right?
She wouldn't be hiding who she was necessarily.
So if he killed her that night or the next day, her body would have had to have been preserved in order to look the way it did after a year. Unless they're really going to go with, he killed her, he threw her down into the frickin', because the tide comes in, the lava tubes take her, and they preserved her body. They seem to be all okay with that explanation, but I felt like they were okay with that explanation because they only thought she died this day, like this last week, because they thought she just ran away and then just currently died a few days ago.
Right. I think if they thought that she had died a year ago, that it would have been a lot more suspect. It would have been a lot more
really
more high key sus. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the honey preserving thing was what I was going with, but I sort of feel like I don't know how much more time. I mean, there's one episode left.
What are they putting the spiders in the brain for?
Well, that's like this whole intro. That's why I was
this.
kind of saying it felt like just a weird cult ritual thing, some religious symbolism that I don't know. I don't know what the spiders in the brain means. They were talking about, well, it was Clara.
Set them free.
Yeah, to think about your bad thoughts and review everything that you've done. So I'm not sure if that
Clara
has
supposedly suffocated herself. Dylan was there.
Yeah, Dylan did that.
He doesn't say, he does say that he was there to them, but that he escaped through the lava tubes.
Yes.
But he is not trying to escape when she shows up.
No.
He's like, what up?
Yes.
He has to be in on it to some degree, whether or not he's the killer, but he has to be. My guess, as I was going to say earlier, what I was saying to Kaylee in the kitchen, because I want to say Dylan was my first suspect of the show.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch his videos, but I'm pretty sure I was like, it's this guy.
Yes.
But whatever. We don't even know for sure, so I can't start patting myself on the back quite yet. Getting close. But I would assume that, what he means, by, do you know what I've done, this and that, is that, now I'm still trying to figure this out in my head of why, but that he is killing everyone to protect who he thinks is Lennon. But why he would protect Lennon, maybe, I don't know, because he's in love with Allison. Mm-hmm. So if it was Allison, that'd be easy. Then I'd be like, oh, he's just killing everyone to protect Allison so she doesn't get caught and doesn't go to jail because he doesn't want. But then do you think he knew? This seems like he just found out for real.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't feel like he knew that it was Allison. I don't know that he would have that reaction. I mean, when she was about to reveal to him who she was, we both thought that he was going to be like, I know, and kill her or something. Yes. And then I would have been like, well, yeah. They kind of just revealed that he also knew, but that didn't happen. I think his reaction was genuinely finding out for the first time and feeling like, what the fuck? I mean, it's possible the next episode we can, that could all have been an act for whatever reason, but I mean, clearly he goes to, at least I say clearly, but it appears like he's going to the police station to turn in Allison.
Yes.
To just spill the beans.
I don't see what else he could be doing. Yeah. Unless he's turning himself in for killing people. He
wanted to go to the police from the beginning. So I think he's just going to tell on everyone and everything that he knows. But the other big thing that happens this episode is that, the mom comes back, right? She's now in the picture again. So what that's going to change, I'm unsure of.
Yeah, I have no clue.
And with one episode left, I I kind of feel like she maybe should have come back a little sooner in the show, to be honest.
Well, she shows up because she finds out her daughter died.
Right.
So it's not like, why would she show up being like, oh my god, her daughter died when she got the text, and then be the killer? There'd be no way.
Yeah, I don't think she's the killer at all.
Okay,
I just feel
but we have to like really assess. They're not going to just be like, oh, it's some random guy, right?
No.
It's going to be someone we know.
Yes.
It's going to be someone in the cast. And if we really like start analyzing who we know and who's left that has like a significant role that isn't like the other deputy girl.
The one that was in love with the one that died.
Yeah, the big deputy. Could you imagine if it was her? She comes out and she's like, he stole my donuts. You gotta die.
Gotta die.
Yeah.
No.
So it's gotta be, it's gotta be, who can it really be at this point?
Who can it be?
You've got the dad and the mom, they meet up right around the same time Margot's pushed through a window. Dylan had already left Madison, aka Allison's house, so he would have had the time to go over there. He would have been pissed off, Yeah. So he goes after her, doesn't kill her, which is weird.
Yeah, you'd think he would just kill her if he was the killer.
But the alarm went off and scared him off. I don't know.
Or
don't you feel like that? Don't you feel like that house would have cameras everywhere?
Absolutely. Maybe he decided I don't want to kill anymore. I'm gonna go turn myself in, because he kind of has the. He's not gonna turn himself in.
I just don't see that happening. That would be one anticlimactic last episode.
Yeah.
I did it, and it's just his confession for 90 minutes or 40 minutes.
Well, and then the consequences for everybody else too. But I don't know. I'm going.
You think he has second thoughts and leaves before she shows up? It's not like she's there.
Yes, that's highly possible because she's not coming in till morning. I thought that actually at the end. I was like, he's gonna leave. There's no way he's gonna be sitting there thinking for hours and just gonna be like, nah, never mind. I shouldn't do this.
Is it possible that I'm still on to something with the split personality thing?
We haven't seen Lennon, the real Lennon. We saw her dead, so it's definitely not an actual twin. She's not alive, so if it's Allison, pretending to be Lennon and kind of having that fractured psyche, I don't know.
I just don't know who the hell else it could be.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like Margot's mom.
Maybe
stuff like
she's
that.
Weird and seems like a bitch.
She's not a big enough character. That would be such a what? Who?
Yeah, she's in the background.
That'd be a Friday the 13th Betsy Palmer kind of thing, where it's like, who? Except for or not as bad, because Betsy Palmer was never even in that fucking movie till she was revealed to be the killer, which is such a horrible cop out for a movie. I've talked about this so many times, but that would never fly today. She's just the killer, and it's like, who are you? Oh, I'm an old friend of the Christies. Sick, but who are you?
But who are you?
Yeah, who are you in this movie? I've been trying to figure this out the whole time, and it's just some rando. Nah. So if they pulled that here, that'd be crazy. It's just, it's just some random Hawaiian guy. And he's
I would be very disappointed if that's
I like to murder and surf. I don't know. There's not many people it can be. It can be the dad. It can be the mom. It can be Dylan. It can be Allison. It could be the sheriff.
Yeah, but
it could be.
I'm going with Dylan.
It's so obvious though at this point. It's been obvious for 2 episodes.
At least, yeah.
So can it be that obvious?
If it's that obvious, that's going to be kind of a bummer, because I feel like the show was doing, we were really intrigued with it and thinking that all these kind of crazy stuff was going to happen.
Has anyone died that could not be dead? That hasn't happened, right? Because they always try to pull that shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I feel like we find everyone's
seen
body.
Everyone dead, and they've all been killed in ways that are
and they've all been taken to the coroner.
Yeah.
And So there's only so many fucking people it can be from everyone we know, and unless it's somebody super random or other someone bit character was in the episode. Like that guy who came and applied for the job who was being like, can I take a selfie?
Yeah, well, I thought...
If it was that, I'd be like...
That's why I also thought that was the same guy that was wheeling out the mannequin.
Yeah, she picked up the hand. What was up that?
I know.
With that?
That's why I was like,
that was a weird
was that
thing.
the guy that applied for the job? I don't know what that meant. There was nothing else that happened after that. So.
Riley lost her arm like that, same amount of arm. I don't know why that would be connected.
I don't either.
I can tell you Dylan's really good at throwing axes. Right? Like,
yep.
Everything's pointing towards him, and they even show him and, like, seeing Clara bringing Riley's body into the cave, and he's just like, what up? And then she's just randomly dead and somehow covered herself in honey after her own death? Or she lathered herself in honey and then suffocated herself?
I guess she could have done that.
What a sweet death.
She could have, I guess, done that, but it seems unlikely. It seems more probable that Dylan had something.
Well, they're just pointing every arrow in the show at him.
It's possible, too, that he was only killing some of the people.
He was killing... Okay, you could go the Scream 2 killer route.
Yeah.
But with who? And what significance is the mom going to have coming back now? Right. You know, is it her boyfriend she ran off with? The best man?
Just killing people.
But why? Dylan has the reason. Like, I can come up with a reason why Dylan did it. Right? He wants to protect her, or he found out the truth. But I don't think so, because it's pretty obvious he's just now finding out. Guess he doesn't know what a hymen is. But, he's young.
He's
young. But also, it's pretty heavily implied that Margot actually knows that she's Allison.
Yes.
She's playing with her scars on her legs and says, you have them too. Mm-hmm. Which is really interesting. I thought for a second, Kaylee's like convinced that's what it is. I was like, Margot's going to have scars. And she never really noticed her scars before. And was like, oh, like, I feel better. You have scars too. Like, because she's so self-conscious about her face and having a scar.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
But I'm not saying that, I think it is implied that she knows. But, yeah. She's known this entire time. She just figured it out because Allison is being nicer to her than Lennon ever would be. She tasted her pussy and was like, ain't the same.
It's a different flavor.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
I
mean, didn't she just have sex with Dylan? Like that, she's like...
Tastes like latex.
Yeah. Tastes like man.
Latex?
Rubber man.
Rubber man.
From American Horror Story. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
It's weird. I feel like 80% or more of this episode. I mean, I looked over at Kay like halfway through this episode and was like, credits. Legit nothing has happened. Yeah,
it felt very filler at times, which is really bizarre because it's the second to last.
Here's what I think. What I think kind of hurts television series is that we know how many episodes there's going to be.
Yeah.
Right? And you know when things are going to end. Like, I definitely wish we could watch things never having an idea when something's going to end. So when the end is coming, you wouldn't know. But with this, we're halfway through episode 7 of 8. And we're like, so the killer ain't caught. Like, they're trying to make it seem like the killer's caught. And it's like, we're on to you. Like, you're not going to just have, like, an episode and a half of them just going to the fucking carnival.
Right.
Or fair or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah, it looked like a carnival. Yeah, it would be cool if we didn't know when it was going to end, so we weren't like anticipating, things that need to happen.
But there's no way that could have been the end. Clara did it. She suffocated herself. Bye. This is what the writers and I came up with.
That's it.
That's all we got. Yeah. That's all we got. And we got paid. Yeah. We're happy. We're going to the bank.
The bank. Ooh.
Enjoy. enjoy nothing.
Enjoy disappointment.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess Mom is gonna definitely disrupt some shit. I think Mom's going down. I think, okay, if Madison, I keep wanting to call her Madison because that's the actress's name. Can we call her Allison now?
Yeah.
She's come out as Allison.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to know she's Allison. If it is a split personality thing, I think her mom showing up would bring it out of her. Like, just, you fucking left us. Mm-hmm. You know? But it's just Dylan.
I think it's just Dylan, too.
Like, at this point, but maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because
Are we overthinking this? Like,
yeah, is it just too obvious?
I'm kind of feeling like we are a little bit, and...
No, because these shows always try to make it so obvious. It's the red herring, and then they, like, do something that they're like, oh, slipped one past you.
Oh, slippery.
Yeah.
Well, tell us what you think.
She's not really dead. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, they have a triplet!
And he's Dylan. He's a brother. He's their brother, but he's not really a triplet.
Fucked them both now.
Incest!
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really know. I think I don't think he'll tell the cops. I think he'll leave before she shows up. I think that the mom will be there and Allison will come back with Margot. Maybe Allison and Margot will have a conversation, because it was almost like Margot was falling asleep when she was telling her that. So maybe she kind of like accidentally let it slip that she figured it out. But yeah, I could see the whole confrontation. Like, I think there's going to be a big confrontation at the end, and every main character is going to be kind of in the same house, and maybe the sheriff will come in having figured it out because of the arm falling off. That'll be her clue that leads her down some kind of rabbit hole of being like, wait a minute. Yeah. And then she'll like bust in last minute and kill Dylan or whatever. Right. I don't fucking know. That's my guess.
Just gonna
I got
like
nothing.
Pointing fingers at each other, like that Spider-Man meme.
Like fucking
they're like
Angela and her brother in Sleepaway Camp. The very last scene where they're in bed pointing at each other, and he's got their bandages around his head.
Just like that.
Just like that. Anyways, guys, let us know. We don't fucking know anything. We're stupid. Don't watch us. Just unsubscribe. Dislike the video. Never watch another one. Because we are overthinking a dumb show that we were enjoying.
Were.
Whatever.
Bye.